Yes, people, what's going on? It's Egal Talks Football, and we're back again with another video. And yes, I am streaming from the car once again, ladies and gentlemen. So bear with me, as this is absolutely hilarious for the last couple days. But yeah, we got Deo in the building, of course, Arsenal fan. We got Josh in the building. I'm just going to fix this up so I can be at the bottom. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a match preview. We're going to go through everything about Arsenal, Aston Villa, and we're also just going to talk about a little bit of some of the games in Europe, what's been going on. And yeah, we're just going to get straight into it. Hope everyone's doing well. Big up to everyone in the comment section. Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters. And I hope everyone else is also having a wonderful, wonderful week. It's been a good week for me. I know we drew against Bayern, but I didn't let that get my mood down. But the Bukayo Saka hate is crazy. But we're going to get into all of that in a second. Deo, big up to you. And Josh, how you doing, man? Your team just won. How you feeling?
Weird one, really, because I'm happy, 50% of the job done. Europe, you take it. But at the same time, we conceded again from a terrible set piece. 83rd minute, you go to France 2-0 cushion, you're thinking, all right. And it makes next Thursday a really tough one. So I'm a bit like, I am happy, but at the same time, I'm a bit pissed that we conceded such a sloppy, poor goal. And furthermore, if it wasn't for Emi Martinez, I've got to say, Lille could have walked away today with a win. So positives and negatives today. But yeah, Europe 50% done. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, Lille is a good side. Lille is a good side. And you're in the Europa Conference League, so you have a really good chance. You're one of the favorites to win it. Unai Emery's won European competitions before, yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if you guys go on to go do it. And then we also got Deo in the building. Deo, how you feeling, man? You just watched that Liverpool game. How you feeling?
I'm good. I am good. Long may it continue for Liverpool. They need to carry this form and bring it into the league, into the title race, and just lose 3-0 back to back. Like 3 games, and then I'll be better. I'll be better. But yeah, man, I'm doing great. I wasn't able to catch the Aston Villa game because I was watching that Liverpool game. I simultaneously was, I think. Well, yeah, Liverpool. We'll talk about that, right? Let me not start. Let me not start with them. Let's not start with them. But as an Arsenal fan, I'm feeling good. I mean, like we got. People said we drew 2-2 to Bayern Munich. Regardless of how poor they are, right? They're still Bayern Munich. Like I said this before we played them. I said league form necessarily doesn't translate in the UCL or in the Europa or in any cup competition. You might be good in the league, but a knockout tournament is a knockout tournament. Anything can happen. You go there and that team gets the win, they're out of there with it. You're out of it. But in the league, you can always come back and win 3-4 games back to back off the bounce, get a bit more points and all that. And so I expected Bayern to do what they did to us, because this is the only trophy that they can get this season. They're out of the Bundesliga, the DF Cup, Pokal, yeah, they're out of that. They definitely not winning the league this season. They're 16 points behind Bayern Leverkusen. So it's crazy, because this is the only place where they can win a trophy. So they're going to come for it, So but I'm feeling good. Yes.
You know what? I think that's the perfect place to start. Before we get into the Aston Villa game and we speak more about Josh's team, let's just speak about Arsenal. And more importantly, the Bukayo Saka hate. Have you guys been seeing some of the stuff online off the back of the non-penalty that wasn't given? I have not seen more vitriol and hate towards Bukayo Saka for a situation where people are calling him a cheat, people are calling him a rat, people are calling him a dirty cheater, people are attacking Bukayo Saka because they're saying he was trying to win a penalty, he wasn't trying to go around the keeper. There's just so many things online right now. And then the funniest part of them all, you know how they used to say Bukayo Saka limps off the pitch when he has a bad game, and this whole thing is a joke at this point, because I seen a post about Phil Foden and they're saying he's doing the Messi limp at the Bernabeu. He's pretending he's doing the Messi limp, and you got a picture of Messi at the Bernabeu, a video of Messi at the Bernabeu limping, and a video of Foden limping. So I can't take Bukayo Saka hate any serious anymore. At this point, I just need to acknowledge that people are endlessly going to banter Arsenal for no reason at all.
You know what it is, Igal?
And it's ridiculous.
Do you know
It's
what it
getting
is?
ridiculous. Bro,
No, let me tell
I
you what it
can't.
is.
1 second. Let me just say this. The hate for Bukayo Saka. He scored a goal in the Champions League quarterfinals versus Bayern Munich at home. Got the opening goal. He got one of the best left backs in the world in Alphonso Davies, given the early booking in the yellow card. He overall created a plethora of chances. And then I have people telling me he had a shit game. He limped off the pitch and he was a dirty cheater because he tried to dive for a penalty in the final minutes. If it wasn't for Neuer tripping him, he would have got a winner in the final minutes of the Champions League. He's currently has 18 GA, 8 GA in the Champions League. That's second most in the competition. This is his first year in the Champions League. Bro, Deo, just say what you got to say. But wallahi,
Let me tell you why. You know why the hate is? You know what's that?
I am calling the Arsenal haters pigeons because that's what they are. They're just feeding off scraps to try to make fun of our players.
You know what it is. I think what you have to realize that Bukayo Saka is more or less the face of Arsenal. He came to our academy. He grew up in Arsenal, made it to the first team, has carried this team on his back when he first came, played from left back, went to right wing. Him and ESR literally carried us for a couple of seasons. And he's done it on the England level, on the national level with England, and he comes back and does it for the club. And because they're trying to really, people are just trying to put Arsenal down. Who better to target if not the Arsenal face? Like anything he does will be an issue. Like that's the thing. Like it's almost the same way. Like if you have a player that goes through any ranks in any club. Like Phil Foden is going to get the same treatment eventually because he's gone through the ranks at Man City. Just watch it happen whenever they have any. It's going to eventually happen to him. So I think that's what most rival fans do. They basically are now, because they can't really banter Arsenal anymore. We're a better club. We're playing better football. We look good. They can't really say we're a terrible team, and they can't say we have a horrible coach. And so they'll pick on people like Bukayo Saka, who's the face of the club. If he trips, he's pretending. If he sneezes, he sneezed before he took a shot. Which professional would sneeze before taking a shot? If he turns his head, why did he turn left? He should have looked right. They will find something. So I don't take it personal anymore. I'm just like, you know what? I know what this is. It simply is because you don't have anything to banter us about. That's why you're going against each individual player, and yet you don't see them bantering Kiwior, who had a bad game. You don't see them calling out Kiwior, who had a bad game.
Even Declan Rice.
Yeah, Declan Rice had a bad game. You're not calling him out, but you're calling out Bukayo Saka, who had a good game, scored a goal, and literally played well. But they'd rather call him out, So
Bro, it is insanity.
So I understand it. I totally understand where they're coming from. I don't. It doesn't bother me anymore because I've realized that that's all they have. That's all they have. I was going to go through this real quick. Look at this, Miguel. Everybody who said it's not a penalty, watch the goalkeeper's leg still moving. Right? Do you know why his leg is blurred like that? It's called motion blur. The camera catches that whenever you're moving, right? So this, and somebody's telling me that's not a pen. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to argue it. I just think that the referee didn't want to. I think the referee in his mind didn't want to end the game like that. 1, 2. I also think that because he didn't give a penalty for Gabriel picking up the ball, because to be fair, the referee blew. Raya passed the ball to Gabriel, and Gabriel handled the ball in the box. I literally did this when I was watching the game. I was like, what? And then the referee just overlooked it, and I was like, so I think in the referee's head, I honestly believe he was like, I didn't give you that. This is the final second of the game. I'm not going to blow for it. That's why he didn't even go look at it. He didn't even ask.
Fair.
I think that's where I think that's where the referee was at mentally, and I don't blame him for it. I just hate the fact that people are now looking at that and saying Bukayo, because who dives? Who gets tripped and lands back on their leg and then falls? That's not a dive. A dive is you hit me. I'm in the box 18. You hit me, dude. I'm rolling. I'm screaming. I'm making sure the referee goes to look at the monitor again.
Bro,
but the guy,
it's crazy.
Saka landed. He got hit on his right leg. He landed back on his left leg to keep his balance, and then finally tripped over his right leg.
Let me bring Josh into this. Josh, you see it for England when Bukayo Saka plays. He's always getting kicked, always getting hit. But do you not see the level of hate Arsenal and Bukayo Saka get on social media? Or are you living in a different world? You don't see that stuff.
I see it regularly with English players, if I'm honest. We have a real narrative in this country to look down and hate and criticize English players, to the extent where you look at people like Harry Kane, who used to be Mr. Untouchable, right? And people used to never want to criticise. You couldn't criticise Harry Kane. He even had that aura that referees even, liked Harry Kane. But as soon as Kane took that move to Bayern, he was called a coward. He was called, he was slandered. So I feel I'm hearing Jude Bellingham hate. I'm hearing Phil Foden hate. I'm hearing Saka hate. Why is the narrative always to put down our best talent? And that's what frustrates me. I think Arsenal, in terms of the club, are always going to come under criticism. And I think that you guys are always going to put on that pedestal of abuse because of not winning a top tier trophy in the Champions League or Premier League for a long time, just like Manchester United are. Those two trophies are sort of the pinnacle of what we should be competing for. But I feel like the Saka hate and the negativity towards him is completely unjust. It's completely untrue. It's disgusting, and it's a good job these players don't look on social media. That's all I can say. It's a good job that they are now coerced and trained to not do that, because as a player, you sometimes just think, what the hell? I'd like to think your fan base as a whole are sticking together with Saka. You talk about like the hate. I'd like to think it's only a teeny majority of fan base are there, but from an outside in, I don't enjoy English talent being criticised as much as it can. And we get to see Saka week in, week out. We get to see Foden week in, week out. We can make opinions on those players. I think every football fan knows that we've got two world-class talents there. And why we have to argue and compare them both frustrates me. But what I do get really peed off at is people who try and speak with chest about Jude Bellingham. And I'm going to them going, oh, so you watch Real Madrid every week, do you? Oh, you know how Jude's performed consistently this season, do you? No, we judge off one game against Manchester City where he's, coming under the spotlight. And that's another thing for me where it annoys me, football fans on social media, is we jump on the bandwagon of one game. All of a sudden, you talk about later, people start telling you that Scamacca's the next top striker in Europe again because he's gone and scored against Liverpool at Anfield, or people who haven't watched Liverpool for a while will come in with a Darwin Núñez criticism again because he's had a bit of a stinker. The big games, players get spotlights on. And so that's why you play in the big competitions. But yeah, I completely agree with both of you, what you said about Saka and your summary of Arsenal in general against Bayern. As a neutral, I cannot call how it will go at the in Munich. I really don't know which one's swaying on it. I know I'll be honest, I want Arsenal to win. For the coefficient, for Villa perspective, I need the English teams to do it. But can I call where I think it will go? Really cannot.
We've just made it harder. We just made it harder on ourselves. But let's talk about Villa.
Let's talk about Villa. Liverpool's not helping you with the coefficient. Brighton's not helping you with the coefficient. West Ham's not helping you with the coefficient. Man United's not helping you with the coefficient. And Newcastle's not helping you with the coefficient. It's really just down to you, Man City, and Arsenal at this point. Because no way Leverkusen's losing to West Ham. West Ham just got rolled over today at their own ground. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
or no, they went to that. Or no, it was at
the Bay Arena. Yeah, it was at Leverkusen. Yeah.
Do me a favor, guys. We got 16 of you guys watching on YouTube and 45 watching on Twitter. Come join us over on Twitter and come join us over on YouTube and hit that like button right now. Josh, what is going on at Aston Villa? Because you have how many players out for this game against Arsenal? I see Douglas Luiz has a red card.
2-game suspension, yeah. He got a
2-game suspension. You got Tyrone Mings has a cruciate ligament injury. He's out for the season. Matty Cash, he has a hamstring injury. He's out until April. What do you call it? One of the most overrated players. What do you call it? What's his Cornet House? Never heard of this guy. I was going to say Jacob Ramsey.
Yeah.
Jacob Ramsey, one of the overrated academy players you guys have, because I've been seeing a lot of people were talking about him. He's the next big thing. Never really seen too much of him in a while. You got Longley. I didn't even realize you had Longley. The hell? And then Buendia's out for the season, cruciate ligament injury. That's very unlucky. 2 cruciate ligament injuries. And then you also have Bakari Kamara, he has a knee injury. He's out until October, late October. They're saying, damn, next season.
We are one of the teams, Miguel, who everyone's had their injuries, but what people aren't realizing is we had Emi Buendia before a ball was even kicked in the Premier League before Newcastle. Tyrone Mings did his ACL against Newcastle, which was first game of the season. So we were already two main players down, one game into the Premier League. Kamara is basically an ACL. So that's 3 ACLs in one season. Plus, Pau Torres has been out for a long time. He's only just come back regularly. You talked about Matty Cash has been out. And you're talking Villa have been one of those teams that, again, we haven't put the spotlight on our injuries. But when you have 3 ACLs in one season, it's absolutely crazy. But the biggest miss is Douglas Luiz. So I don't know if you guys were aware, Douglas Luiz was a 1 yellow card away from having a 2-game ban. So when we played Brentford, it wasn't for a red card, it was for too many yellow cards. Do you know when Douglas Luiz got his yellow card?
The 90.
We had 7 minutes of added time. He
I
got
saw it.
96 and a,
I saw it.
96 and a half.
I saw it.
Literally 30 seconds to go.
You know what? This is when
I
people
swear, when
say
it rains, it pours. Because when I saw that happen, I was like, yes, thank God. Well, I don't have to face you. Like, for me, I'm like, good. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how in the world are you that unlucky? There was literally 23 or 24 seconds left. Like 24, like he didn't even need to do nothing. Just go stand in the corner flag. Just go stand in the corner flag and just stand right there, and the referee would have blown.
Maybe he didn't want another trial because did he play us the last time when we lost to you?
Yeah,
he did.
He had such a good trial then. He didn't want to mess it up and have a second trial because we are linked to him. We are heavily linked to him. Now my question is, all right, do you think he goes in the summer?
Wow. Barcelona and Deco have basically come out and said that he's Barcelona's main summer target as well in that midfield. So let's be real, a lot of big clubs are going to be coming in looking at Douglas Luiz. However, he's just signed a new deal around Christmas time, big bumper deal. It's going to take a lot of money to make a move, but I'll say this again, if Aston Villa get Champions League football, we will not lose Douglas Luiz, we will not lose Ole Watkins, we will not lose Emi Martinez, Concert. Those boys will stay if we get Champions League. And that, as lucrative as it is that Arsenal will be looking. And the thing is with Dougie, he could have another season at us. He's still got a great age. He's still got a credible player. Arsenal could come in the season after, or Barcelona. So he's got longevity in that sense. But my
do you think he's technically skilled? Do you think he's technically gifted enough to play in a side where he's gonna have to be kicking the ball around consistently? And
he's technically spot on. The one thing he's not very good at is, as we've seen with 10 yellow cards this season, he's not very good out of possession in terms of being asked to screen a defence. But if he plays for a team that is going to dominate the ball, if he's going to play for a team where he only has to make 1 foul, like he does, but instead for Villa, he has to make 3 or 4, where the yellow cards add up.
Who would you compare him to? Would you compare him to more like a Jorginho, or would you compare him more like?
He's a hybrid between Jorginho and Rice. I think he's someone who can keep possession really neat for you, but also, like today, for example, he went and pressed and he went and played in behind Ole Watkins. So it was Watkins and McGinn with Douglas Luiz just in behind. But I've also seen him play the deep line playmaker. I've also seen him be asked to play in a midfield 3 where he's the box to box. So what Douglas is really good at is giving you that versatility as a midfielder. Now, is he going to go on and lock down one position? Is he going to go, right, this is my role as a midfielder, I want to master this? For me, he's an upgrade on Jorginho. I think he simply is an upgrade on Jorginho. And I think that he's got that more attacking sense of a central midfielder, deep line playmaker than what Jorginho is. But I don't think we lose him. I don't think we lose Douglas Luiz. I'm adamant on that. but I am scared about how our midfield could get annihilated by your midfield this weekend because, as I said, we've played tonight. We're leggy. We're relying on probably a midfield of John McGinn and Yuri Tielemans centre mid, or he plays the young lad Tim Irigbenam, who's had one Premier League start. It's the midfield's going to be interesting to say the least. And Yuri Tielemans and John McGinn, that combo doesn't work. Yuri Tielemans and John McGinn likes to play as the second striker. That's what they've played all season. They've taken it in turns to play the shadow striker. But you're asking both of them to play deeper? Not so sure on that. So for me, your midfield should be walking our midfield at the Emirates, and that's where you should win the game.
Interesting. Deo, you just heard him. The midfield battle is going to be key, and they have their main soldier, one of their main soldiers out. How are you feeling going into this game, knowing that Douglas Luiz is going to be missing?
I mean, I'm feeling confident about this game because one thing that Arsenal has done this season is, as a team, has showed us that for every mistake they've made, they've learned from it. Every team we've played that has either beat us or we drop points to, every time we've had to go back and play them, we've learned from what we did wrong in the last game and kind of just come back from that and just, step up and do what we need to do. And so for me, that's where my confidence lies in this team. I've been saying it, that this is a young team. And when I mean young, I'm not just talking age. I'm talking even like in cohesion, like, the coach, he's 4.5, 5 years on the job. Like that's all the experience that Arteta has. And having such a team showing you that they're willing to come back from anything and they're willing to learn from their mistakes. It's just the attitude you need. We played, I think, was it West Ham twice this season? They beat us. When we went back there the final time, we're like, nope, it's not happening again. Every team that we've dropped points to, every time we've met them, we've just come back stronger, knowing what to do, where we made our mistakes, and how to beat them. So, of course, Aston Villa not having some key players plays a big factor for me, which is good. I mean, it's good for me. If they don't have key players, I'm happy to play your team C. If you'd like to fill them, please. I'll be happy to play your team D if you don't mind. But never underestimate Unai Emery though. That's the one thing I've come to learn. That guy he's weird. He's a weird coach. I don't know the right words to use. But Unai Emery can pull a rabbit out of a hat. Like what he's done with Aston Villa this season. This is not to give praise or anything, but what he's done, like short of a miracle for me, because I'm like, at the point I wrote him off after he left Arsenal. I was like, nah, this guy is just a Europa trophy winner. That's all he can do. Unai Emery is just an Europa guy. Like he'll go to Europe, win Europa. He's never going to win Champions League. I used to be like, Emery out, Unai out, Unai, But then I've seen what he's done with every team he's gone to. When he went to Sevilla, same thing. He just literally just spun them around. Came to Aston Villa, what he's done. Villarreal, yeah. So I'm not underestimating Aston Villa. To be honest with you, I'm not underestimating them because it is Unai and he's coached at Arsenal. Remember that. I mean, even not the same players, but always going up against a club that you've been at before.
I don't know how many players he knows from this team.
No, it's not about knowing the players. I'm saying, but because he's worked there before, it's almost like going against your old boss, the club, Arsenal, and wanting to prove a point.
Yeah,
that's the mentality is what I'm talking about.
You know what I was gonna say? I think Unai Emery is coming to spoil the party. That's what he's coming to do.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Unai Emery, Aston Villa beat us already once this season, and I really do think they're gonna come to the Emirates and try to shut up shop. Yeah. I don't see him playing Yuri Tielemans. I think he's gonna probably play that kid, and he's gonna ask him to be super defensive. And I think it's gonna be a situation where you guys are gonna come to the Emirates, park 8 guys behind the ball, and have Ole Watkins waiting for any counter. That's what it's going to be. And Ole Watkins has the ability by himself to counter. And also, one thing Aston Villa do more than every other team when we play against Aston Villa, they target our players and show them a physical battle. You guys go old school on our guys. When I say Tyrone Mings simply could have got a charge for the abuse that he caused to Bukayo Saka a couple years ago. Remember that game where we were wearing the zigzag yellow kit.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
bro. That year he fucked him up. He
Saka
kept
needs
keeping-
milk. I was like, I was like, he needs some milk.
Bro,
Give that-
there was one time Tyrone Mings picked up Saka in the box and they called no penalty.
Yo, no, but one thing I will say, Igal, is that's why the new personnel that Arteta had brought in, as you can see, some of our players are a lot bigger and a lot more physical too.
Stronger.
And Arteta has shown me this season that he can play in different ways. If he needs to play a deep block against a team like City to not lose, he knows how to play it. If he needs to play a high press and force people like Newcastle into a quick 3-0 in the first half, he knows what to do. He's shown me that they can play a mid block, they can play low block, they can play physical too. I've seen Arsenal this season go physical with teams that want to go physical. Like, let's do it, let's go. So I'm happy that we have multiple ways of playing. We've scored the most from set pieces, which means our set pieces are another thing that we could get. So even if they want to play a low block and we can't really break them down and score, as long as we can get great set pieces.
Is Aston Villa good at defending against set pieces?
No, we're terrible. It's how we can see against it. It's a big problem for us. We're similar to you. We are brilliant at scoring from set pieces. We are deadly from set pieces. We scored again 2 tonight. Both our goals came from set pieces tonight. So that's what we're really good at. However, defending set pieces, horrible. So that's interesting to think that you guys are really good at scoring from them. We're terrible.
We're both.
Really
We're
are.
both. We're good at defending and scoring from
Scoring,
set
yeah.
pieces. So it's
So,
like the only
that's
way you guys are gonna basically capitalize on our mistakes is if you counter against us. But I just
individual
wanna-
mistakes. If you
everyone in
counter
the
and there's
chat-
individual mistakes.
Everyone in the chat, do me a favor. We're 28 minutes into the video. Hit that like button right now and W's in the chat. W's.
W's in the shot. W's in the shot.
Yes, people.
I must say that we get. Sorry,
you're gonna
Shots.
I was going to say, it's interesting that you think we're going to come and park the bus at the Emirates and be hard to beat, because if I'm going off the Man City game, we did the complete opposite. We actually tried to take the game to Man City, and for 40 minutes it was effective until we conceded the worst free kick goal from Phil Foden, where the wall jumped out the way and we let him have a free shot into the bottom corner because Zaniolo turned his back. But for 40 minutes, we went to the Emirates. Yes, it was a bit of a counter-attack, as you said, but we actually, what I would say, went more of a mid-block, not as deep as I thought we would. So I'm really interested to see, does he do the same at the Emirates? Does he go, do you know what? Let's still go and play our way on the front foot, or do we show complete respect to you? Do we defend for our lives and try and hold? But the difference is with that Man City game is obviously we played Thursday night, as in tonight. So it's how are the legs? Because he won't rotate much.
Yeah.
I think
Another thing that you also have
difference
to... Okay, go on.
The difference is you're gonna have to respect your opponent a little bit more and look at their last couple games and what was difficult for them. Bayern were difficult for us because we tried to attack them and they found holes in behind. If we try to attack you and you find holes in behind and you play defensively and counter, that would be your best asset. If you attack us, you're just asking for problems. Having your defenders in the halfway line with the pace that we have and the fact that we actually have a decent squad. We can do a lot of rotation in this game and still have a fully ready team. Like, I could see Jesus starting this game. I could see Tomiyasu starting for Ben White. I could see Partey coming into the side. I could see at least 4 possible changes that would benefit the team being fresh for this game, where I don't know how many changes you're able to actually do and still have a fully fit squad.
I mean, the other thing is you also have to, like, the factors are you're coming to the Emirates as well, so that's another thing. So that you have to factor that into it as well. Of course, that's not a big factor, but it is something when you're coming to our home. And another thing that you said as regards to when you talked about you guys could play a mid block or you could actually bring the game to us. True.
Let me explain.
True.
I'm only in the car because I'm in my in-laws' house. I can't stream in my in-laws' house. I'm too loud.
So, you can bring the game to us. The difference is against Man City this season, we've seen that Man City is gettable defensively. So when you take the game to them, there's every chance that you probably could split them. Arsenal, since January, has conceded only 4 goals in the league and had scored 38, conceded only 4, and have had maybe 5 shots on target at us like this season. So defensively, even if you come at us, we're a better defensive team. We're solid. We're more solid defensively. Without the ball, we know exactly where to be, what to do, which could frustrate your attack for the longest 40 minutes. And then that starts to demoralize the players. And you're at the Emirates, and if anything goes wrong and we score the first goal, I know it's game over from then on. I mean, I can categorically, and we haven't, any game where Arsenal has scored first, we haven't gone to lose that game this season.
Anytime Arsenal scored first or had the lead going into halftime, we never lost.
We've never lost. It might end up being a tie.
Actually, any game we scored, we never lost.
Yeah.
Have we lost the game where we scored a goal?
I don't think so. I need to look at that stat, but I don't think. But I do know that, like, defensively,
we scored against Fulham first. No,
we scored against Fulham first, but we tied 2-2, right, with Fulham.
No, we lost.
No,
we lost to Fulham on New Year's Day.
Okay, I think New Year's Eve. Yeah, New Year's Eve. We haven't lost this year.
That's the only team. That's the only team that we scored against that beat us. Everybody else we beat. But I'm just gonna say, I know, Josh, you've had a long day. You gotta go. As you said, you can't stay for too long. So I'm gonna just ask you, what's your score prediction? How do you think the game is gonna go? And then we're gonna end it off with some transfer news. But let me know what you think. First, do you think Ole Watkins to Arsenal will ever happen? Because I don't think we're linked to him, but he's a good striker.
In terms of Ole Watkins, again, very similar to Douglas Luiz, just committed a new deal with us, pen to paper. His celebration tonight, because he came out and he criticised the team by saying they need to think like a big club. And they need big game mentalities. So Watkins came out and criticised, because obviously where we fumbled against Brentford, he's criticised the mentality. Scores tonight, points at the badge, does the I'm staying sort of celebration like that. But he is an Arsenal fan. It's well known he is an Arsenal fan. If Watkins was to move, it would have to be this season. It would have to be this season where the iron is hot for him right now, but I don't think he will. I think he'll stay. In terms of the game, then Spurs have got Newcastle this weekend, so I keep looking at Spurs. I need Newcastle to
do a number on them.
That I need Newcastle to do a job on Spurs. There's no such thing as a free hit for us as Aston Villa. I didn't look at City as a free hit. Certainly don't look at Arsenal as a free hit. But if we can get a point against you, I see that as good as a win for us. Unai Emery, can he get a job done? If we didn't play tonight, I'd be coming to the Emirates fancying us with fresh legs. But we're looking leggy. He doesn't rotate. So I hate to go against us, but I think I'm going to go something like 4-1 Arsenal. I think we're going to concede set pieces. Just watch us at set pieces, guys. Just watch us.
I wasn't going to go that far with the scoreline, but man, you scared me.
The perspective of this is City have done us 4-1. We've lost 3-0 to Liverpool. We've been beaten 4-0 by Spurs. This is away from home. We've been stinking the place out against the big boys. I hate going against us, but I just think we're going to get done in that midfield real bad. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. It's a big week for Villa in my head. We got Arsenal, then we got Lille to go away, and then we got Bournemouth. That's our Conference League, Premier League top 4 campaign right there this week. We could be coming to the end of the Bournemouth week and going, we're out of the Conference League and we've just blown top 4. That could be our week, or it could be the other. It could be semi-finals of the Conference League and Spurs are going to bottle it. You're going to cry because Villa are coming for you. It's literally that big of a week for us. So I have just predicted us to lose 4-1 though. So anything better than that, I'm going to be happy. But I just got this horrible feeling you're going to steamroll us in that midfield. I really do.
People saying Eagles got a big smile. Of course I do. My man just predicted we're gonna win 4-1. Big up to you, Josh. Have yourself a wonderful night, and I appreciate you
nice to meet you, my brother.
jumping on for the time you have.
Big up to you guys. Appreciate you, and make sure, guys, you're smashing the like for Egal. Make
No
sure you
worries.
smash the like
Don't
button.
forget to check out Josh's channel, A View from the Stand. I'm out of here.
From the
Bro.
stand.
Have a good.
All right, let me go follow.
Big up, Josh, man. But yo, Deo, before we go into score predictions, there's some transfer news. Okay, some transfer news, and I don't know. First things first, Ben White new deal has been confirmed. It's not, and it was signed already, so we already know that. What do you call it? That was already confirmed a long time ago, though. Why am I talking about that? Kieran Tierney asking price has been set, and his asking price, we're asking for less than 20 mil at this point. We're just trying to get him off the books.
Yeah,
Kieran Tierney trying to get him off the books. Gabriel Martinelli, his injury update, he's going to be fine. He's going to be ready to go for the next game. Of course, he did play against Bayern. He wasn't that effective, in my opinion. He was good enough, though. Douglas Luiz won't play versus Aston Villa, but Aston Villa's confident they're going to keep him, as you just heard Josh right there.
Yeah.
Then here's the big news. Liverpool have joined the race for Arsenal's target, Zubimendi. Do you think we could actually have Zubimendi at we could lose out on Zubimendi to Liverpool? We have tried to have a pre-agreement with him already. Arteta has spoken to him before. We've been in touch with his agents and Real Sociedad for about 2 years now.
Zubimendi is a good target for us. I mean, I think Zubimendi should be a signing that we should go for. And I'm saying this because the way I look at this Arsenal team now, fingers crossed we win the league this year. Next year we need more depth and we need solid depth. So we're going to have people like Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, probably one more year of Jorginho and a Zubimendi in that role, because Declan can also play the 8, and then we can always drop Partey in the 6. Jorginho can come in and do the business. So on all fronts, Zubimendi can also do the business in the 6, and he can also be an 8. So on all fronts, we'll be able to compete in all 4 tournaments that we will be in all 4 competitions: the league, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and probably again the Champions League. So I think Zubimendi is but I understand Arsenal has been in talks with him previously. So I expect that if that's our number 1 target, Edu and Arteta has showed me that whoever their number 1 target is, unless the person doesn't want to come or something goes wrong, something falls apart, they get who they want. Mudryk being an example, Arsenal put up the money, but for some last minute reason it changed, and it was like, all right, we'll go for who's our next target. So yeah, I trust their judgment on who they want to bring in. Zubimendi, I think I've seen a few of his clips. I haven't seen him play like fully, so I don't want to judge it based on just the clips, because you see these highlight clips, they show all the good sides of the player, everything that they do good. Nobody shows you all his bozo moments. There's hardly any clips for the bozo moments of Zubimendi out there, so we don't really know what the bozo moments are. But if Arteta and Edu think that he suits the Arsenal way, I trust their judgment. Liverpool jumping into the race for him, we'll see how that goes. If Liverpool, with their new coach coming in, Klopp leaving, does the new coach want Zubimendi? That's the first question. Do you know who? They don't know who they're bringing in yet. So
you know what? We don't know that. We're not going to now discuss Liverpool. Let's keep it moving to the next topic. The next topic is both Chelsea and Newcastle are lining up to sign Arsenal's backup goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale. Would you be interested to sell him to the London rival or Newcastle? What do you think? And the rumored price, it keeps changing. One day I hear 70, one day I hear 50, one day I hear 40. Really and truly, we don't know what the price is going to be. All we know is he's going to be sold in the summer. But would you sell him to Newcastle or Chelsea?
Is he going to be sold in the summer as the first question? Because if he is,
he's definitely gone.
Well, I guess he is. For me, he's a top goalkeeper, and for me, I would. I press.
He
Let me
definitely.
let me take my emotions out of this.
Let me just
I
say
want.
this. I would want him to I would rather he goes to Newcastle because I see them as less of a threat. But he definitely, if he went to Chelsea, he would love it because then he would have like a bone to pick with Arteta and the club and everything, and just the way that he's been acting on social media for like the last couple months, he's been acting very weird. Like he's almost like working against us. Whenever he does interviews, can Arsenal win the league? He just says, I don't know. Or he sounds like he's not confident in the team. When speaking about who is the best player he ever played with, he's mentioning Phil Foden, players who don't play for Arsenal. I think to me, his head is gone.
Yeah, his head might be gone. Like I said, let me take my emotions out of this. If that's the case, then I really don't. At this, like emotions aside, I don't care who we sell him to as long as we get premium price for him. We paid 30 million for Ramsdale? That's
35.
what we paid. Yeah, we paid 35 million for Ramsdale. So if we can get our money's worth and he wants to leave and his head is gone, then I don't care who we sell him to. I don't care if it's a rival. If the rivals feel like them buying him and Ramsdale is going to boost their status and make them a better team to come and try to beat us next season, they can try. You know, but yeah, fair enough. Because at this point, it's like when a player starts to lose their head and starts acting crazy, at that point, it's strictly business for me. Then, you know, it's strictly business. It's like, you know, who's the highest bidder, who pays the most. Goodbye, sayonara. Because that negative energy is what I don't need in the club.
It's
that
just
negative.
It's
just business, man. That negative energy, boom. I don't need it. Like I was telling someone, I said, look, I love the players at Arsenal, but I'm not attached to any one of them. I love, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I love them, but I'm not attached to.
I'm attached to like the star players, like
Saliba. I'm not even attached to them, because if tomorrow Saliba starts acting crazy, doing interviews, misbehaving, gambling, betting, bringing negative energy to the club, and somebody comes with 100 million, I'm getting him out of there. I would rather go and buy another top defender from another league, bring him in, and I don't want that energy. Do you understand? Like, bro, that's where my head is at.
That's you.
That's me though. That's me though.
Personally,
I'm just saying.
Personally, Bukayo Saka, I'm attached to, in the sense that he's part of this, started this. I'm sticking by Bukayo Saka.
For 200 million, if Real Madrid came, would you sell Bukayo Saka?
If Saudi came and gave us
300 million.
If Saudi came with 300, I think Bukayo Saka's priceless.
400 million.
Bukayo Saka's priceless.
Half a billion.
Fuck the money. Fuck the money. Bukayo Saka's priceless.
Let me tell you something, right? Bukayo Saka is priceless to us, the fans. We love him. He's our star boy. But half a billion? Let me just tell you what's going to happen with that $500 million. If any club shows up with $500 million, Josh Kroenke.
Yeah. Hello? Oh, we lost him. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost Deo.
I'm back.
Deo. Okay, so since you're back, let's just move on to the next topic, because I kind of feel like we're dragging that one.
You know what? Saka cut off my internet when I started talking.
Yeah, it's Saka's fault. Listen, don't let the haters hear that. They're gonna start saying it's Saka's fault. Moving on to the next one, we need to talk about Santiago Gomez from Feyenoord. He is a 22-year-old striker who's ripping it up in the Feyenoord. Is what? Is the Turkish league?
No, it's the
Eredivisie.
Eredivisie.
Why was I thinking about the Turkish league? My bad. The Eredivisie. And in my opinion, I don't want nothing to do with him. 22 years old, very young, up and coming. I don't want nothing to do with him. And here's why. I don't think Arsenal Football Club is in a situation where we need to sign developmental strikers and build them up from the ground up. Leave that to West Ham, Brighton, other clubs. We see with Chelsea right now, they're trying to do that with Jackson. We see Liverpool, they signed Nunez, who was somewhat of a project himself. And I also don't want this Viktor Gyökeres guy. I don't want guys who are young, up-and-coming talents coming in to the play and the striker position that we need to still develop and mold. What I want is Mikel Arteta to go and get someone like Alexander Isak from Newcastle, pluck him out of there, put him straight into our team, and he fits perfectly.
I hear you, but like I've always...
But before we go to the Gyökeres point, it was more about Gomez. The young 22-year-olds, the Zacharias, the Gomezes, they can be Eddie Nketiah replacements. If you're gonna take out Eddie Nketiah and put him into our team and treat him as if, like, similar to how City have Julian Alvarez, and you have a second striker who's very young, and you give him opportunities here and there, I hear you. That is perfect for me.
But we don't know. That's what I'm saying. We don't know if that's what they're trying to do, though.
As a second option. But if you're bringing this guy in, 22 years old, signing him, maybe spending 60, 70 million, and giving him the keys to be the starting striker for Arsenal Football Club, and slapping on the number 9 shirt, hell no.
So here's what I'm going to say, Gal. I trust my gaffer. That's it. I have seen Mikel Arteta take Granit Xhaka, who we all wanted out of the club, and turn that guy into a beast in his last season. I've seen Mikel Arteta bring in players like Kai Havertz, who everybody said was going to be a flop, and of course in the first half of the season wasn't really showing any signs, but now is bringing the minerals and is delivering the dinner on a platter of gold. I've seen Mikel Arteta bring players in that we thought, you know what, who is this? What is going on here? And because I think I told this someone recently, I said, you have to understand that Pep Guardiola, who is arguably the greatest coach of our time, picked up his phone, called Mikel Arteta when he was a player and said, when you retire, I want you to be my assistant. Like, there were other coaches all around the world. There were other people. There's something that nobody's telling us about him yet, of how brilliant he was when they were both at Barcelona. And for me, I am starting to trust their judgment on who they want to bring, because if you notice, we don't play position like Haaland, our striker, this person like other teams. No, we play roles. We have players who can play multiple roles. We don't know what else this player can do, right? Mikel might not want an out-and-out striker. He might want somebody who is like a type Jesus because we're all thinking in the likes of Alexander Isak, because other teams have a top striker. Ole Watkins is here. Haaland is here. Rasmus Højlund is here.
Ferguson.
Sorry?
So Alex Ferguson is better than Pep says, Jez.
No. I said arguably of our, like, this last 10 years is what I'm talking. I'm like, this since he came. I'm not talking about of all time. No, of all time. So Alex Ferguson is we're talking all time, but I'm just saying of this new dispensation after the Fergusons and the Wengers have retired. Of course, the Pep is arguably one of the greatest.
Deo, because we're short on time, I just want you to bring it back. Do you think it is a smart deal for us to go for this 22-year-old that's currently playing for Feyenoord, or do you think it's better for us to shift and go for more ready-made talents?
I think we're about to spend a lot of money this summer, and there's nothing wrong with having that good striker as a second option, which you said already. Look, I don't think at this stage...
If you're replacing him with Eddie Nketiah, nobody's saying no.
But that's what I'm saying. But Eddie's going to go. Think about this. Listen to this. Eddie's going to go. That means we're only going to have Jesus as a striker, literally, more or less, right?
No,
and then
technically we have Havertz and
no, Havertz and Trossard, but Trossard also drops onto the left sometimes, and we have, like I said, we have players that play different roles, which I like. So my point is, if Eddie is going to go, I don't mind us getting Alexander Isak and a younger striker, because the role Jesus plays, and that's why I said.
Let me stop you there, and let me kind of go shift to the next one. Ivan Toney's price tag has been announced. Reportedly, Brentford have lowered their asking price from 60 to 70 mil all the way down to 30 to 40 mil. Seems like there's not enough suitors that are actually driving the price up. The price has been halved. And now, does that get Arsenal's interest? Does that pique their interest? Because they were saying character-wise,
I don't want him.
He didn't meet their criteria. Also, the game that he played against Arsenal at the Emirates, he didn't really pass the test.
Yeah, but I can't judge him based off that one game. We have to remember Arsenal has had the best defense. Players have been.
He had no time for him after the game.
I don't know, but that's all. I won't judge him based on that one game. We all know what he can do. We all know who Ivan Toney is and how good he is. Against Arsenal, who had the best defense in the league so far this season, him not performing is not a shame. So I would not pick that game as a yardstick for him. But what I will say is, there's just something about his character that doesn't sit well with the way Arsenal is set up right now. That's the only thing. Like, he's an amazing striker. Don't get me wrong. I would take Ivan Toney in a heartbeat. Like, I would, but it's just that thing, there's just that thing dangling over his head, like, I'm like, yo, like, this guy could come in and we could win the league in one season, and the next season he's granting interviews talking a lot of crap.
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Exactly.
Listen,
exactly.
I'm gonna just shift gears. Ivan Toney. Enough about Ivan Toney. We spend literally so many videos dedicated to Ivan Toney on this channel. I'm done talking about him. He's not signing for Arsenal. But I got some crazy news for you, bro. Crazy news.
What's up?
Crazy news. Arsenal Football Club could be going out and signing a Portuguese superstar and a French superstar this summer. Crazy. Guess who it is, ladies and gentlemen? Guess who it is?
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Yeah,
bro. This is who Arsenal are thinking about signing in the summer. Reports came out yesterday that Rafael Leão could be one of Arsenal's summer transfer targets. And he could be potentially a strengthening of the front three. Also, another rumor, a current Bayern Munich star who we played against the other day, Kingsley Coman, might be interested in leaving Bayern Munich. These are two potential Arsenal summer transfer targets that could strengthen their front three. This is now the kind of level of ambition the club is at. We no longer are just going after the bottom fishes. We're now being linked with two of the best wingers in world football right now, in Rafael Leão and Kingsley Coman. Now, the links are not concrete. They've not said prices. They've not said Arsenal are 100% in for these players, but they're saying that these players are potentially on the table and available. Declan Rice has been seen many times with Rafael Leão before he signed for Arsenal. They are buddies. They know each other. I think their agencies are under the same belt or something like that. And then when it comes to Kingsley Coman, he's been linked to Arsenal for years. This just could be the culmination of finally getting that last move that he wants in his career.
I want to say this, right? When Arteta said he had a 5-stage plan, I wrote this thing down about it a while back, and I kind of broke it down. I said phase 1 was to get rid of people who had paid a lot of money, players who just were not ready to, play for the club, get rid of them. Boom, done. Phase 2, bring in young players and begin to form a system and begin to build a link between the fans and the players. Phase 3, phase out players that are good but don't fit the system that you want to play. Phase 4, bring in winning mentality players who have experience. This is where we brought in the likes of Jesus, just Jorginho, and all these other guys, right? Good. Phase 5, finish the final pieces. When I looked at it, I was like, we do need final pieces. And if these two guys are our target and Arsenal can pull this off, if Edu pulls this off, let's go. Let's go.
Let me just give people want sources, right?
Yep.
People want sources. Okay, so 1 second. I'm gonna find it for you because obviously I'm in my car. I'm not in my regular setup, so I won't be able to get it for you as easy as usual. But when it comes to the Rafael Leão source, Fabrizio Romano clarifies that Arsenal shock links at Sierra. Yesterday, he spoke about this. Fabrizio Romano spoke about this exclusively yesterday on one of his things. So this is coming directly from Fabrizio Romano yesterday. I can give you guys exactly what he said if you want to hear. This is just search Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal, and Leão. It's gonna pop up. I guarantee you. What Fabrizio Romano spoke about was, he said, this is what he said. I'm not aware of talks or anything. Leão is happy at Milan, but he has a release clause of 175 million release clause fully focused on Milan right now. So there's nothing happening as of today. But obviously, he did not. He did say that Arsenal probably need to focus on different attackers. But he's a talented player, and Leão would undoubtedly be tempted for a move with numerous top clubs. So it was a situation where they spoke about that, and that was the rumor. So he brought it up, but then he kind of poo-pooed it in the same breath. So it's
he's doing what he needs to do. Like, even if there's something about to happen, he's not ready. This is not the time. And the fact that he mentioned the release clause, that may be what Arsenal inquired about. Maybe Arsenal just inquired and said, "Hey, what's the release clause on Rafael Leão?" They may not be saying, "No, we want to," because for them, they know if they're asking to buy, it's going to be ridiculous. So it's like, what's the release clause? How can we trigger it? And remember, I think I was telling you the last time, I said we've crossed our 3rd year of FFP, so we are actually free this summer to spend.
And the Kingsley Coman links, I can't actually find the article right now. I can't find the article. I don't see any articles specifically linking him. But I did see a tweet about it. If I can find the tweet. Majority of the stuff, anything that has to do with Kingsley Coman is just talking about his injury leading up to the Arsenal game. So maybe in the transfer window we can revisit that, and that will come back up. But to me, Coman and Saka in the same team, imagine that. That would be crazy.
Might not be willing to sell. Oh, they said they're not willing. I saw some articles here, and I'm just trying to see if I could post them as well or share my screen with them. But yeah.
Finally, bro, we're gonna have to wrap it up. We've been going for a while. What is your thoughts on the game? I am gonna go with an Arsenal victory. I think we keep a clean sheet. I think we blitz Aston Villa 3-0.
I think I'm going to stick to what I've been saying since after the Man City game. I think we need to play very pragmatic football going forward, which means just go in there, get the business done, do a 2-0, lock up shop and move. If we win every game going forward with a 2-0, 3-1, 2-0, 3-1 like that, if we concede less, we stand the best chance of winning the league at the end of the season. Not only with a goals difference, most likely a goals difference if every team wins their game. So that's where I'm at with that. Like, I think a pragmatic sense, so I'll say 2-0.
The league won't come down to goal difference, but it was going to come down to how many points you get. So we just need to win.
So that's what I'm saying. If we win all our games to the end of the season, Liverpool win all their games to the end of the season, we both have the same number of points.
Liverpool are not going to win their next game.
No, I'm saying, like, just imagine that in an alternative universe, it happens that way. Let's just see. I look at it as best possible outcome for every team and how we can win in the best possible outcome, which is we win all our games, they win all their games, City win all their games, but we still win because of our goals difference. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the best possible outcome. Yeah.
Know your score prediction, because I feel like you're going
2-0.
all the way around.
I said 2-0. I said 2-0.
2-0.
Pragmatic football 2-0, yeah.
All right. Guys, this has pretty much been it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. I hate streaming in my car, but I'm going to have to do it one more time tomorrow for Vibes from the 6. I'm literally steaming right now. If I show you, I got a ring light inside my car. Look, anyways, I'm out of here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Big up everyone watching on X. And if you're watching on YouTube and you've gotten up to this far in the video, you're an absolute legend. Big up to all you guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys on the next stream. Peace.
Peace.